What is going on, guys? So today I'm going to be talking about the top 3 ways you can make money in 2022 that I think will be very effective. Some of these do require an initial investment up front, so just be aware of that, but obviously there's ways to get it right. So basically the first one that I'm going to be starting off with is basically start building a brand. This requires no upfront costs, and what I mean by this is it's not going to make you any money, right? This YouTube channel is not making any money. However, I put a decent amount of time into it, right? And you're wondering why if you're not getting paid. One, I love doing this, right? I literally have a to-do list right now. For the past 2 months, I've been going back and forth with just idiots, right? You know what I'm going to say? Amazon, Walmart, and eBay. Right? Literally eBay right now, I have to fill this out. They were holding $4,500 of mine from last month, and they're like, your account's been restricted. Literally just because I resold helium miners, and I did 3 of them. And they're like, how do you get so many? I'm like, I ordered them. And it's been a month now, and they just keep pushing it, and it's just annoying because literally, they never respond to anything. You always have to chase after them. It's just annoying. However, I love making videos, right? And I know in the future, the reward will be greater, as well as I just put this into my daily routine in the morning. So basically it goes stock trading, right? Then it goes make a YouTube video, make crypto YouTube video. Then it goes, actually depends. Sometimes I eat breakfast before, so okay, that's not the point. But you know, I love doing that because it gives me a daily schedule. Right now, if I really, and this isn't, I'm not trying to brag or anything like that, but if I did not want to work right now, my passive income alone can cover my cost of living and then even more. So I'm very grateful and I'm very blessed that I've built this system up. But again, it took time. Building a brand takes time. Building a business takes time. However, if you start right now and you got to figure out what this is, I cannot tell you what this is. However, more likely than not, it will involve social media. So I hate social media. I really hate it, just due to the way that society has filmed it and the whole fake flexing and everything going on. I really hate it. But building a brand is very, very hard to do without social media. So I would really suggest get on the grind, start the brand, create your image, and just go for it, right? That's the top way to make money. Not right away. However, in the long run, you will thank yourself, right? Do something now that your future self will thank you for. Okay, the second thing that I recommend, even though I did just say it is a headache, is actually you got 2 options. You can either do an Amazon FBA store. Now you're thinking like, oh, Amazon FBA, that really doesn't work. It's so recession. It's not. It is a pain in my butthole. Ignore that. Anyways, they're a pain. But the money's not bad. You got 2 options. You can do Amazon FBA by yourself. There's a lot of different options. I started basically going to TJ Maxx. I remember the first thing I bought was a bunch of tiny yoga blocks, right? I literally scanned it on the Amazon seller app. You can download it. You scan the item or you type it in and you see, okay, does anyone basically have a patent on it, or can I sell this? If you can sell it, I literally bought, I think it was like 20 or 30 of them. So that's all they had. Of this specific one. They cost me like $4. They resold for 15 after the shipping fees, FBA fees, and all of that. I was basically like 2.3xing my money. So again, I started like that. Then I moved on to cinematic backpacks, all of that. Now it's LG TVs. So I have that going on, and this is still fun for me to do. I have been slacking a little bit with it because I've been trying to get my automation stores up and running. So that is the second option. There's a bunch of good companies that do Amazon automation. You're wondering, why are they doing that, right? Why wouldn't they just do it all themselves? Here's the thing. It's wholesaling, right? So the more products of one item you can order, the better. So some companies do obviously have limited capital. But if 100 investors jump in with $1, now they have $100 instead of just their 50. Now, they got to share their profits, obviously, but they also do keep profits. So, like on mine, basically after every month is done, they basically keep. The nice thing is they keep part of the profit, so not part of the revenue. If it doesn't make any money, they don't get any money either. So, again, not too shabby, but usually it's around 10 to 15% a month of the profit that they keep. Then obviously Amazon keeps probably yada yada, but on average every month I'm looking at around 12 to 2400. It's a huge range. Again, it sucks about like the whole self-employment entrepreneurship is it's super hard to basically know your monthly income, so that's why I literally always do worst case scenario of basically my income and always the highest cost scenario, just to see. I'm like, okay, can I afford this? I can't? Okay, fine, not getting it, right? But that's kind of the way I do it. So again, that is your second option. You're looking at around $30,000 to $40,000 to start one of those. That does include inventory if you're doing the lowest scale, or you can basically up it. I have two. I have one at the lowest scale that costs me $17,000 plus $18,000, so it basically cost me $35,000. The second one only cost me $30,000, so you're like, bet. However, $40,000 in inventory, so that's $70,000, and yeah. So those are two things. However, they do bring in good monthly revenue on a super high month, which I'm hoping is December, right? That should really get me both of those $5K in a month profit. Not complaining, no complaints on that. Now, obviously it's going to take a while for me to get my initial investment back. However, my whole thing in life is I would rather spend money to make monthly cash flow. And then once I get my initial investment back, I don't put any more into it, or from the start I don't put any more into it, and then I move on to the next thing, because nothing will ever stay the same forever. So you always got to change and adapt. So that's the second method. Again, if you have funds, automation might be easier for you. Your time might be spent doing something better. If not, again, you can do one-on-one. It's literally going to cost you $30 to set up your Amazon seller account, and then you can literally get started for about under $100 by heading to TJ Maxx, Dollar General, Walmart, Target, whatever, right? Whatever is close to you. So that is the second. I'm sorry, I'm trying to knock out a bunch of videos today because my buddy got dumped, so we're taking a boys trip down to Tulum and letting go. So we're leaving in like 3 days, so I'm just trying to finish. Why would you guys take advice from a dude? The fact to be fucking wasted for the next 4 days. Anyways, ignoring that fact and the fact I said butthole. Okay, the next thing that you can start, and huge profitability margins on this, is basically Turo. Rental car businesses are kind of screwing people over. If you guys haven't heard, there's a lawsuit now going on with Hertz because the lady, what ended up happening is she booked a rental car for Thanksgiving for a certain price that was in her budget. Then Hertz overbooked it. So what happened? Instead of them being like, hey, we have this other one, here, take it, it's our apologies, right? Which has happened to me, I've done it, don't get me wrong. One of my buddy, I hate saying employees because they're all my friends, but again, on taxes and payroll, they're employees. But anyways, my buddy, he basically slept through a delivery. So I'm like, hey, dude, my apologies, right? Like, it didn't happen. However, we have this car, and so he rented a Range Rover. It was a 2012 Range Rover HSE. Now, that goes for $45 to $55 a day on that's how much I charge. Now, I have an Audi, the S5 Sportback 2021, that goes for $150 a day. And I'm like, dude, I really deeply apologize. We have this one ready sitting. It's not being rented out. Here you go. Please take it. We're not going to charge you any extra. Like, right? That's what I did. Because I don't want bad reviews. That's the first thing. Second thing, I felt awful because, again, when I expect to book something, I expect it to be there. So it was completely our fault. But what Hertz did, they're just like, yeah, we have this car. However, it's this much. So they ended up billing her the extra amount, and she thought the entire time they were going to take care of it. Now, again, huge battle. She's like, you know what, like this and this, like it's your fault, you know? That's the thing with huge rental car companies and all that. Mine is decently small. We're starting to expand. Are we ever going to get to Hertz's level? No. Hertz's margins are very small. Mine are decently big, usually around a 3x. So I have no complaints. But yeah, so that's the thing about rental cars. Now you're wondering, okay, but dude, I can't just buy a, $50,000 car. Okay, guys, there is a lot of ways to buy these cars. So the way I'm going to break it down is, one, you either need a small amount of cash up front, and you're thinking, I can't get a good car for, okay. The Range Rover that I bought cost me $5,000 cash. That's how much it cost me. Now, I've had it for basically September, October, November, December. 4 months now. I'm literally done renting it out starting after February. It's done, I'm selling it. Because I actually bought it as a flip car. However, I had to go out of town for about a month, so I'm like, crap, let me list it, whatever, Let's see if it gets rented out or not, because my buddy was up there anyways. So, I bought it $5,000 cash. First off, the dude needed to sell it because his wife was on his back, so I lucked out on that. I used KSL classifieds. I have the title, everything. And then, from that point on, I basically I'm like, you know what, let me check Kelley Blue Book. This car right now is worth $12,000 to $16,000 with the mileage, condition, and everything it's in. So basically, if I were to sell it, I'd make $7,000 profit. However, every month it has brought me in $1,000. So, September, October, November, December, January, February. By the end of this, right, it's a little bit more than $6,000. The exact amount so far is $6,200, and people can still book. Up until February, after that, I blocked off the calendar. So, $6,200 is what it's going to bring me in. Basically, I will have already made $1,200 cash. But then, if I literally just sell it for the lowest amount, right, because I added an extra 5,000 miles when I put in the mileage that was currently on it, just thinking ahead, $12,000. So I'd make $18,200. I'd subtract my initial $5,000. So I'd walk away with $13,200 profit, which again, that's a great return. $13,000 profit in September, October, November, December, January, February, in 6 months. That's $2,000 a month. I'll take that any day, any freaking day. So, again, great way to do it. Now, if you want to start a little bit higher, right, Mustang convertibles are good, Teslas are good. However, if you don't have the capital for that, use credit. If you don't have credit, I cannot stress this enough. Please, please, for the love of everything, start building credit, because credit has helped me tremendously. And honestly, once I started getting the platinum card, my life has been a lot less stressful and all of that. Now you're wondering, why does it, guys, I don't have spending limits. I know how to sing in a lot of trial and error, don't get me wrong. I used to fuck up with credit cards all the time. I'd be like, no, I can't make my payment, like, As long as you control it, you set a budget for that, guys, you will be fine, and the rewards are amazing. I haven't had to basically pay for flights or hotels in like almost 2 years, and it's so nice. But that is a couple of options that you can do to get one of those cars. Or, you know what, this is a third option in order to get one. You can go to, like, you don't even need really credit for this, 5,000 bucks. You can even start with smaller, you can do a Ford Fiesta or whatever. But 5,000 bucks, let's say that. Go to anyone, right? Try to raise some money. Right, if you really put your mind to it, I guarantee you, not guarantee, but I highly think you can have that money in about a month, right? You can, again, put your pride aside, be like, go to your parents, be like, hey, like, look, can I get, you know what, I have this part-time job, I need $5,000, I'll pay you back 500 bucks every month until I pay the car off, plus interest, right? Or I'll take you guys out to like a nice dinner or something, right? If you're younger, that's what I would do. Now, if your parents were anything like my parents, they'd tell me to shove it where the sun doesn't shine. Now, what you then do, you don't just have parents, you have other family members. But if you're like, nope, right, you can literally get a personal loan. You can do whatever you need to do. Or what you can do is, if you're doing it from a private seller, be like, hey man, look, here's my address, right? Because everyone's a human, right? So everyone has emotions, and you tap into that. That sounds so wrong, but God, what advice am I giving on YouTube? Okay, tap into that. Be like, hey man, look, it's $5,000. I understand. However, look, I'm a 17-year-old college student, right? I'm really trying to grow and expand a business here. If you want to do, I'm going to be renting this car out. It's double insured. Don't even worry about that. I take care of everything. Look, I can give you $1,000 right now. Here's my address, name, everything you need. And then I don't mind setting up a direct deposit, basically for $500 or $1,000 every single month. And I'll pay you everything I make up until the car is paid off. Right? I really want to, sympathize with them. And it might not work the first time, second, but again, keep trying. Consistency is key here. But that is, in my opinion, the top 3 ways to start making money in 2022 that almost anyone can do. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Another super easy way to start making money. Click those links down below. Again, I do get rewards. You guys get rewards. If you don't want to do it, you can just type in the website on Google. You guys get it, and I just don't. But more than anything, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And I will see you guys tomorrow with another video. Peace out, guys.